is a massive part of a successful window and door change, whether it's retrofit or new. In my experience as a contractor over the last, I'm embarrassed to say, 38 years, I have seen windows installed by professionals, upside down, inside out, back to front, and flashed according to nothing that ever would work. So we pride ourselves on having a large amount of our employees being AMA certified. So that's the American Architectural Manufacturers Association. They govern the installation of windows and doors for the whole of the United States, and the way that windows are flashed is extremely important. I have seen it done wrong so many times by people who actually think they know what they're doing. It's incredible. The difference between a new construction installation and a retrofit installation is also huge. You need to make sure that you're dealing with people that know what they're talking about. Having certified installers, uniformed installers that do this day in and day out is really important. This is why I've said many times, we do more windows and doors than most general contractors because they're doing 26 trades. They do a set of windows once every project. We do lots and lots of those every day of our lives, and our installers are very well versed, not only at how to install windows, but using the right materials. Having the right expandable foam to go with the windows that you're installing makes a huge difference in the installation. Knowing where to put the screws. I have an interesting story about a customer who bought one window from me with installation and bought his remaining windows without installation. And I tried to talk him out of it, but he decided to do it himself. And as he was installing his first window, he put a screw right down through the track in the bottom, voided his warranty, caused his windows to leak, and had to not only buy another window from me, but then also paid us again to install the rest of his windows. Do it right the first time. It really depends on the time of year, and it depends on what's happening in the economy. I can tell you that during COVID, we had an 18-week lead time. We had all kinds of supply chain issues. Those are now past us, and we are back to somewhat normal. Typically, we're booked between 4 and 6 weeks for regular installation from the time you sign your contract. In the summer months, that can get busier and can stretch out to 8 weeks, but normally 4 to 6 weeks. Now, you asked about potential delays. The one thing I can tell you that we pride ourselves on is that we stay in communication with our customers. If we get a delay from a manufacturer, if something gets broken in shipping, let's say that there's a back order because of a shortage of a product, or something gets damaged that needs to be tempered glass, they cannot reproduce tempered glass quickly. That is something that is done outside of the manufacturing plant. Screens sometimes can be an issue, but the one thing that we guarantee is that we will communicate with you as our customer and let you know exactly what's happening. And as soon as we're able to complete your project, if there is a delay, we will get to it. So to put this all in perspective for you, we call for an appointment, we come out to your house, give you all of the information to help you to make a decision. Once you place your order, within 3 to 5 days, a project manager will come back out to your house to take a full scope of work, get exact measurements, and make sure they know that they've got everything covered for when the installers show up to your house, so they don't need to come back to the shop for anything. That process, from the time you've signed a contract to the measure until the day we start installing, is usually between 4 and 6 weeks. And then in most cases, it's a one-day installation. If you have a large house or a lot of windows and doors, that might stretch into 2 or 3 days. But most of our jobs are completed in one day. The way that we install windows, there are 5 barriers, if you like, to help ensure the maximum energy efficiency, noise reduction, everything we can do. So when you buy a new retrofit vinyl window, let's say, before we start the installation process, we have 2 beats of caulking that happen. We have insulated foam, expandable foam. We have flat trim on the inside that also gets caulked. And then we have a beauty seal of caulking on the outside. So what we do is we put a bead of caulking on the back side of the Z-bar flange, which then squashes against your old window frame and or stucco or siding, depending on where it hits. Then we have a beauty seal of caulking that goes around the outside. We do leave openings in the bottom side to allow for any moisture that gets in behind the stucco to be able to escape. Then, after the window is put in, we use an expandable foam that is specifically designed to be used with vinyl windows. The reason I mention that is, for anybody that's thinking of doing this themselves, if you go to one of the big box stores and buy their expandable foam, it will expand and expand, usually for about 8 hours, and it will undo all of the good that you thought you were doing. We've seen stucco popped off, we've seen drywall bulged out on the inside, we've seen windows broken. So we use a very specific expandable foam that's designed to be used with vinyl windows. It dries fairly quickly and it only expands a certain amount so that it fills the voids, which gives you better noise reduction and better energy efficiency, but doesn't do any damage. Then we finish the interior with a vinyl trim, and then that gets caulked to your surround. So by the time we're done with all of those, you've got maximum energy efficiency and noise reduction. First of all, depending on what manufacturer you're buying, different manufacturers have different guarantees. They all say lifetime guarantee, but you have to read the fine print. Some are 5 years, some are 10 years, and some are lifetime. If you're looking for a warranty that's more than 10 years, you need to make sure that you buy a specific brand or series of window that comes with that unconditional 100% parts and labor guarantee for as long as you own your home. Some warranties are transferable, some are not. You need to read the fine print to see which one applies depending on what window you're looking at. Very important that you know with the window that you're buying or door whether the manufacturer warranty covers parts or labor or both. There is a very big difference. Some manufacturers will give you, for example, a 5-year warranty on the insulating dual pane glass unit, but they won't cover the labor. And so now you're paying for somebody to come back and put that in. Other manufacturers have a parts and labor warranty so that the parts and the labor to put those in are covered. And then separately, we have an installation warranty. Our installation warranty covers anything that you need us to do. If a piece of trim were to come off or the caulking were to crack, we cover that for as long as you own your home.